My name is Richard Northcott. I'm the founder of Canadian Humanitarian and its executive director and board chairman. By profession, I'm an emergency physician, and I make my living as a physician. I give my time freely to Canadian Humanitarian. Canadian Humanitarian operates projects in Ethiopia and Malawi, which help the poorest of the poor to break free from the cycle of poverty. Our projects have seen hundreds of children graduate from vocational training schools, colleges and university, and enter into their life's work, becoming productive, participating members of society. Last year, during what has become a prolonged famine in Ethiopia, in the far eastern borders of Ethiopia, Amina approached Canadian Humanitarian to ask if we could partner with GHIA in providing emergency relief for some of the victims of the famine, and we were happy to do so. A three-way partnership was formed between GHIA, Party, and Canadian Humanitarian. On March 2nd, 2017, Bizrat, who is our country representative in Ethiopia, and myself traveled to the Somali region of Ethiopia. It was a 10-hour drive up one mountain and down the next. As we traveled through the mountains, it was green and well-watered, and I wondered how bad could the drought be. But as we approached Deir Dawa, the landscape turned brown and dry. There was no water in the rivers, just dry riverbeds. The amazingly hardy junipers had put out buds, but that was the only green that was there. Our original plan for this area was to identify 80 needy families and to receive flour and oil, but with some careful budgeting, we were able to obtain 7,000 kilograms of flour and 560 liters of oil for distribution to 140 families. When we announced to the local government that we were expanding our list of beneficiaries, they asked if we would please consider donating a small amount to 2 homes for the elderly who never get any donations. When we arrived on March 2nd, we found that party members had been very busy getting everything organized. Trucks had already delivered the food to the 4 distribution points, and it was all safely stored waiting for us to arrive. On March 3rd, Bizrat and I, members of Party and GHIA, representatives of the local and the regional government, and even the Minister for Disaster Relief, first visited the 2 seniors' homes, where we distributed 1,000 kilograms of flour and 80 liters of oil to each of the 2 homes. These recipients were delighted. This was a meaningful, significant donation to these impoverished people. At one of the centers, they clapped and cheered as it was announced that we were donating this food to them. We then traveled what they said was 18 kilometers. It took us over an hour to a rural area where we distributed 2,500 kilograms of flour and 200 liters of oil to 50 families. Most were women who had just given birth or who were expecting. Most had many children. A few of the children were showing signs of kwashiorkor, which is a disease caused by protein deficiency. By the time we left this community, it was too late to go to the other site, so we arranged to go early the next morning. The minister volunteered to let us use their land cruiser and driver for the trip the next day. The next morning, after rounding up the necessary off-road vehicles, we traveled 29 kilometers to find the final distribution point. We jolted and bounced across the completely dry, desolate moonscape for over 1.5 hours, finally arriving at the village. The village had a deep well, 300 meters deep in fact, and a watering area. There were many people there, collecting water, washing their clothes, watering their sheep, goats, donkeys, and camels. Representatives of the local government arrived, and we distributed the last 2,500 kilograms of flour and 200 liters of oil to the 50 remaining families. As they loaded the 50 kilogram bags of flour onto their donkeys or carried them out on their backs, I wondered how anyone survived here. There had been no rain in this area for 1.5 years. The project went very well. We had total cooperation from every level of government, and the party members had the event well planned. With 2 more events such as this one still in planning, we will likely be able to provide assistance to 420 families with the money that was raised. I want to thank you for all that you do. Thank you.